Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Langerman and this is our weekly lesson video. If you haven't done so yet, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you get notified when a new lesson is released. Today's lesson is going to be on extension in the left hand fingers. This is a lesson for more advanced players. And just a disclaimer before we start, if any of these exercises hurt or create too much tension, please stop. And if it helps, you can take a pause and then try again later. These are exercises that take time, lots of time to build up, and you want to be patient with them. These exercises are meant to get your left hand fingers more comfortable in extension positions such as tenths, and later on fingered octaves. The first exercise we're going to do today is from Simon Fisher's book called Warming Up. It's really excellent for developing flexibility and strength in the fingers, but it also helps strengthen the pinky. So I'm going to actually stand closer so you can see what I'm doing. This exercise is for the pinky, and what we're going to do, we're going to put the pinky on the finger pad, and we're gonna make sure that it's curved. And what we're going to try to do, if you take a look at my knuckle, it's kind of sticking out a little bit. I'm going to bring my hand closer to the fingerboard to try to get this knuckle to go in. So I'm going to show it without the violin. So I'm trying to get the knuckle to be straight with the rest of the hand as much as possible with the pinky. So the exercise is like this. So you basically go in to try to make it as flat as possible, and then you release. So the pinky is really curved when the knuckle is sunk in and almost creates a straight line. And then out, and then you just go back and forth like this. And then take a rest and try it on the other strings as well. So I'll try a D string. And G. And E. Okay, very good. The next exercise is actually from the same book, which actually I recommend that you check it out. It's really excellent. I use it quite often. For this exercise, we're going to do backward extensions. A lot of times with extensions, actually you'll notice with all these exercises, is the primary focus will be on reaching back. Because reaching forward with the fingers actually creates too much tension and actually limits your range of motion. I'm going to demonstrate. If I reach up, this is as much as I can reach. But if I reach back, I can reach a whole lot further. So we're going to be focusing on that today. So for this exercise, you can do it with or without the bow. I'll do it with the bow for today, just so you can hear which notes I'm playing. So we'll start with the note B on the A string. But we'll play it one octave higher. This is where we're going to start. So we're going to make a perfect fourth interval. And E. So we're starting with this, and then what I'm going to do is the third finger, we're going to make a major third by extending back. And then what we're going to do is we're going to keep going, second finger and first finger, and we're going to end on a unison. So let's do it again. Okay, so now we're going to go down to, we're going to take the pinky from B to A, and we're going to do the same exercise. Now we're actually one position lower, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult because the lower the position, the more the space is going to be. So we're going to be aiming for that unison. So start again with perfect fourth. And of course you can do this without the bow. third, and then second, and unison. Now we're going to go to G, so now we're in third position. And now on the note F, this is the most difficult one because we're going to be reaching all the way to that low F. So if you cannot reach some of the intervals, for example, for this one, getting to the third finger extension in first, second, and first position for my hands is pretty difficult. So if you can't quite reach the correct pitch, don't worry too much about it, because that's not the point as much as practicing the range of motion going backwards. And also you can make modifications on these based on your hand. Okay, so let's go to the next exercise. For this one, we're going to practice with thirds. So we're going to start with, in third position, let's pick, let's do D string and A string. So we're going to do D on the A string and B flat on the D string. So I'm going to practice actually with the first finger going a half step down and going back to the third. Now I'm going to do the same thing with the third finger, going a half step up. So this is also practicing the sliding motion. And now I'm going to do them simultaneously, so each finger is going to go out a half step. Now we're going to do the same exercise with second and fourth finger. So we're going to do, so we'll have C and let's say E natural. So let's do E natural to E flat first. And I'm going to keep my pinky down. I'm going to make sure that it's curved. That's really important. Now pinky from C to C sharp. And now the challenge to do them simultaneously. It's a little tricky with the pinky, right? Now, here's a challenge version of 2 and 4. If you can, see if you can do a similar exercise but keeping the first and third finger down. So I'm gonna have these two down, and I'm gonna add, I'm gonna see if I can do this with keeping 1 and 3 down. So this is really gonna challenge independence of your fingers as well. It's very tricky. Okay, very good. So now my fingers feel a little bit more warmed up, they feel more flexible already. So what now we're going to do is we're going to introduce tenths. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the octave. So let's take in third position, then we'll take the octave D. And before we do a tenth, we're going to make sure that the pinky is curved and feel where the weight of your hand is. So if the center of the weight is around the first finger, it's going to be very difficult for the fourth finger to reach, and it's going to make tenths actually more difficult. So what you want to do is see if you can transfer your weight towards these two fingers, 3 and 4. So they feel like they're in charge. Kind of going back to the first exercise, the pinky had a lot of support over the entire hand, so it creates a good frame. So make sure that it's really supportive over here, okay? So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take this octave and we're gonna use the first finger to reach back to the note B and then go back to the octave. So we're gonna go back and forth between an octave and a tenth. Okay, very good. Now, a more advanced version. Now, this is going to give you more of a stretch, and this is the kind of thing you're going to see in a lot of showpieces or Paganini or things like that, where you have to alternate between an octave and a tenth, and it's very, very difficult to do. So what we're going to do now, take this same octave, and this time instead of reaching back towards B, we're going to do something similar to what we did with the thirds. We're going to reach opposite directions. And like I said before, if you feel a lot of strain, if it hurts, please, please, please do not do this, okay? Alright, so we're going to start with the same octave. So I'm going to reach up to an F sharp here. Sorry, to an E. Just kidding. And then I'm gonna reach down to a C. And go back to the octave. Okay. So that's all for now. I hope these exercises are helpful, and remember, be really, really patient. Do one thing at a time. I know it's easy to try to do everything at once and get really, really excited. I'm like that as well, but really be mindful of how your hand feels, and also be mindful of if you're getting back useful information when you're practicing, okay? Because it's easy to get frustrated and then try to spend way too much time on a single exercise. For all of these, very, very small amount of time per day. It has to be step by step. Okay, so thank you very much for watching. I hope this has been useful. Let me know in the comments below how it went for you, and also if you have any questions. If you'd like for me to cover a specific topic, please let me know in the comments below. It could be about violin technique or practicing or anything. So I'll see you in the next lesson next week.